up and away and off to hometown. So here's the first 2 dates. So she goes to Lake Tahoe. Not, if I'm her, I'd be like, a doctor with a boat? I've been looking for a doctor with a boat. She's a little cold, though. He's very into it. He's full bore. And she's reserved, and I don't know why, because even his crow's feet are in the right. Now it's time to meet the family, adult children, and his sisters and brother, who aren't as attractive as him. I'm wondering if his brother resented the fact that Guy is so much more attractive than him. They all want him to be happy, of course. And Joan seems to be going through the motions and comfortable, but I just am not getting that she's that into him, even though on paper he's great. He's a good-looking guy. So then she goes on to Chicago. For the first Chicago, get a little more handsy. She's definitely warmer with him. She's way more into it than with Guy, I think. And then they have to have the I'm reserved. Oh, I'm reserved. It's okay. We'll take our time. Blah blah blah. Boring. Come on. Let's get some more connection here. Driving the fast car, which is also sexy and dynamic. Then we see the family. Nice family. Cute grandson. The daughter says they look good. And he's got this handsome young son, who's the one who wrote him the nice letter that made him cry earlier on. And then in this letter, I'm worried if I choose your father, he won't choose me. And the clip that they kept showing makes it look like the daughter saying, yeah, he won't choose you. But that's not. She says, no, I think he would choose you. 2 more hometowns up next. As fun as it is to meet someone's family right away, here's the real centerpiece of this date. Paying tribute to his dead mother. They've all gathered to plant a tree and commemorate the recently departed mom. And the T children are talking about her. And then the shovels come out. And I got a little worried. And then she proceeds to talk to the T children and says they're getting along, yada, yada, yada. And then she even meets his dead fiance's dad, because he's around too. So Joan really has to go through the paces. Then we learn that Chalk's father is Andy Griffith. And Matlock here thinks that Chalk is really in love with Joan, even though Chalk says, I don't know, I'm getting there, but I don't know if I'm there. And Matlock's like, no, I'm telling you, you're there. And if Andy Griffith says so, it has to be true. Because, who wouldn't trust Andy Griffith? And big, no small thing. And she says they're feeling close. And then they have the most passionate kiss she has had with any of them. So that bodes well. Seemed into her, like Chalk. And she feels close to him. And, of course, we've always known that. He's one of the leader on the leaderboard. Guy, she said, he'd be like dream spouse. Of course, Guy's totally in love with her. And Jordan, she's not so sure about. And the journey. And there she is. It's so great to see you guys, but when are you going to go home? Thanks for letting me meet your family. And first up, it's Chalk, and we still don't know why he's called Chalk. And then Guy gets the nod, which is good because he's really in it to win it. Very much.